It's now time for business, and Kweku Timin is standing by. Good afternoon, Kweku, and what do you have for us today?
Quite interesting. Now, industry would always work with energy or water supply. So anytime you are increasing tariffs and you don't give them prior notice, they are not able to adjust their prices. Well, they have had to meet with those who are in charge of tariffs in the country. That's PURC. We'll get to tell you more about this and many more in business. My name is Kweku Timin. So just like we were discussing early on, the Association of Ghana Industries has called on the Public Utility Regulatory Commission to provide prior notice before increasing tariffs. Well, in a stakeholder meeting, the AGI noted prior notice on tariff increases would help industries to budget well.
The Association of Ghana Industries indicated that the current price for utility bills is worrying. The Tama AGI president of the association, Charles Mensah, advised power producers to use cheaper fuel for production to cut down costs.
Industry does not mind too much if there is a gradual and reasonable increase in energy prices. Government can come out and tell us, or PURC can come out and tell us that industry expects a 50% energy price increase next year. We will then factor this into our budgets. But if we have no knowledge of this, and then we wake up one morning and hear that utility prices have been increased, then you create a problem for us.
The head of the public relations at the Public Utility Regulatory Commission, Nana Yachantwa, explained the purpose for the stakeholders meeting.
The issue of stakeholder consultations must be consistent and it must be sustained. Then when you do your tariffs and the stakeholders do understand exactly what the situation is, then half of the battle is won. Until we are sure that there is consensus and there's understanding of exactly what the automatic adjustment formula is about.
The depreciation of the cedi is likely to affect a new tariff review, but the PURC has indicated that number of parameters would be considered before adjusting the tariff.
We might see some form of a lot of gas coming into the system. We might see some change in generation mix. We might see other variables going in the right direction. As long as we haven't put all these figures together, yes, of course, exchange rate is going up. That is one of the key ingredients. But we cannot say categorically that we are going to see an increase till we start working on our figures.
All right, so it is taking a social dimension. Now, they are supposed to buy the produce that we're not able to consume, store it, so that in a lean season, they could supply the entire chain. But this time around, the argument is on that they are opening it to the private sector, but some people are simply kicking against this. I've all been talking about the national buffer stock. Should they open up to privatization? Let's see what some NGOs have to say.
The Agriculture Minister Clement Kofi Humado recently announced plans by government to privatize the National Food and Buffer Stock Company to address the financial predicament of the company.
Government has not said that it wants to privatize the company or sell the company. The minister is making a point that private investors, should come in at some point, to assist in this area. And we know that it can be a very lucrative area for the private sector.
Deputy Chair for Food Sovereignty Ghana, Duke Tego, disagrees.
It is going to lead to an increment in the price of food crops on our market. It's going to lead to massive unemployment. And if we are going to encourage the young ones to go into agriculture and we don't have, market to buy the produce of their hard work, how many of us will be interested in going in there? And this is why Food Sovereignty Ghana is appealing to government to find ways of making this company run as a state-owned company.
Inaugurated in 2010, the National Food and Buffer Stock Company was mandated to purchase, preserve, sell and distribute foodstuffs in the country. With its current financial stance and no budgetary allocation, the CEO of the company, Eric Osei, believes private sector involvement will contribute immensely to its growth.
If people want to put their money into storage facilities and help the cause to prevent post-harvest losses, they will be dealing, or in other words, doing us a big favor. And so, if that is the case, and there has to be middlemen, well, as long as the middlemen are doing or trading fairly, what is wrong with that?
Any attempt to sell this company will amount to a massive betrayal of the Ghanaian farmer, the Ghanaian people, and also to our sovereignty as a free and independent people.
Privatizing the National Food and Buffer Stock Company is expected to create an open market for farmers and buyers to negotiate prices, make payments, and take delivery of the produce. This is expected to cut down on farm produce stuck up in warehouses and boost the buffer stock company's finances.
All right, so just before we exit from our world of business, let's just give you a thrill of that moment. It's time for us not to comment. No comment.